Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spin Cycle, the show for reviews of albums new and old. And today I'm going to be talking about Walls of Jericho's newest album, No One Can Save You From Yourself, which was released on March 25th of 2016. When I list my favorite American metal and hardcore bands, Walls of Jericho is surprisingly high on that list. They're from Detroit, and they have their own unique brand of metalcore. Their sound is more hardcore than metal, but it has this menacing dark tone to it. When you have albums like With Devils Amongst Us All and The American Dream, you can kind of tell where it differs from some of your more traditional hardcore bands. I remember seeing them live before most people showed up to the venue that night, and that didn't stop them from bringing the energy and the fun, and from then I was hooked on this band. And since 2003, they've had almost the exact same lineup. They had a drummer change in 2004, but since then they've had no lineup changes. So they've been a consistent band for almost 12 years. And it's really hard not to be drawn to the presence of the lead singer, Candice Kuselin, and she happens to be a competitive powerlifter as well. Guitarist Chris Rawson and Mike Hasty bring some amazing breakdowns to the sound in this band. And like many other hardcore bands, their lyrics are a strong selling point. They're self-empowering, they're political, very much challenging the system, and they're socially conscious. But at the same time, you can't argue with the mosh pitable music either. So the album itself, No One Can Save You From Yourself, is their first album in 8 years. The American Dream, which was their last album, was released in 2008, and they also released an acoustic EP called Redemption at that same time, which featured a great cover of the song House of the Rising Sun. The album certainly marks a return to form for the band, but it isn't a retread either. During those 8 years that they've been between the albums, the band members have gone through quite a lot between family, tragedy, side projects, touring, weightlifting, and this album is really a rallying cry that says they're not done yet. The chaotic sound of the past is reined in quite a bit, but the brutal effect is still persistent. You can feel the band has been going through some struggle, and you can tell that through the rousing lyrics throughout the album. They're definitely funneling their personal experiences into their music, which makes it aggressive and pointed. Now, there is some variety in the sound. My favorite songs from the album are more classic Walls of Jericho, but they do have different sounds throughout the album. Overall, it's somewhat sludgier than what we've gotten before, but that also keeps it from being redundant. There's time changes, there's a lot more sludgy, there's heavy riffs throughout, so you don't necessarily get the same thing over and over throughout the album. Some of the songs to highlight are Forever Militant, which initially it was my favorite song on the album because it does have those, pounding riffs, but it also has great lyrics like, the repeating tear down these fucking walls, just that great, powerful lyric to it. Probably Will, which closes out the album if you don't get the deluxe edition. And it's always great to have this slower, soulful song because they do that really well, as they prove with songs like No Saving Me and House of the Rising Sun. Cutbird is another great one because it's inspired by Candace's brother's death. And there's a lyric in that which is, "The pain keeps me strong." It's another one of those where there's this struggle and this strength that comes from that, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then Reign Supreme, which is just, another one of those power anthems, but it also has accompanying an awesome video where you see Candace doing some weightlifting. My favorite song on the album, though, has to be Relentless, because there's a lyric in it specifically that's, "Without struggle, there is no strength," and that sort of defines who this band is and what this album is as a whole. And it's not only a powerful song, but it has a poignant message since it was initially written for terminally ill children, for a foundation that Walls of Jericho is involved with for children with terminal cancer. So it definitely has that powerful impact behind it. Ultimately, I waited patiently for 8 years for a new album from this band that isn't even that widely known, and that speaks to the lasting effect of their music. No One Can Save You From Yourself continues to add to the breadth of their catalog. It's fast, it's brutal, and above all, it's a personal triumph from one of the best metalcore bands in music today. So my top 5 for the week, I'm going random. First of all, Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. That song always just gives me the feels for some reason. It's such a sad song. For All the Lost by Aesthetic Perfection, one of those just great club songs. From Paradise Lost, the song Faith Divides Us, Death Unites Us, which has one of the creepiest music videos I've ever seen. Hello from Adele, that's just another powerful, soulful song, gives you the feels, so many feels. And then just because I saw him recently, Shinedown's Diamond Eyes, Boom Lay, Boom Lay, Boom, it's a meathead kind of song, but it just gets stuck in your head. Let me know what you think of Walls of Jericho's new album. If you haven't heard it, you definitely should go out and get it. If you have heard it, let me know what you think. And again, I'm waiting for some challenges. Let me know what you want me to review, and it can be anything, something that's completely unrelated to metal, because obviously rock and metal are my favorite. Give me something that you wouldn't expect me to review. And that's it for this episode of Spin Cycle, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, you can click over here to subscribe to my channel, or you can check out my website over here at dkestner.com, where you can find out more about everything I do, including the books I've written, like Elliot Knoll, and so many others. So thanks a lot for watching.